Viewers, India's exporters are sounding the alarm. They are warning that delays in sealing the India-US trade deal is beginning to bite. Labor-intensive sectors are taking the sharpest tariff hit, in fact, and many exporters are now shipping at a loss simply to hold on to buyers. My colleague Rishabh Bhatnagar spoke to industry voices to gauge the depth of this stress. Let's take a look at his report.
India's exporters are telling NDTV Profit that the delay in the India-US trade deal is beginning to bite. And the most serious impact that is being felt is in the labor-intensive sectors. What exporters are also telling NDTV Profit is the fact that a lot of exporters are still shipping to the US but at a loss, and that is to still maintain their relationships with the US market. We spoke to these industry experts to understand what the impact is.
We are not able to come to a common concluding ground, especially on our red flag items, which as you know, India as a nation and as a sovereign nation would not want to give away. Basically, our agriculture security, our energy security, our defense security, and our dairy security. So in that respect, yes, there is, due to these red flag items of India, we are unable to come to a conclusion as yet, though we are hopeful, since talks are going on, that we will come to some common meeting ground.
50% of India's export, particularly in the labor-intensive sectors, whether we are talking about textiles, footwear, handicraft, carpet, they are severely impacted with the high tariff because our competing countries are having a lower tariff. So far, in many of these segments, particularly in apparel and footwear sector, Indian industry, they are absorbing the losses. They are absorbing as high as around 20 to 25% of the tariff with them, with the hope that we will have the PTA in place very soon.
The other big factor that is affecting Indian exporters' competitiveness is the rupee's depreciation. In a normal scenario, a weaker rupee should perhaps help exporters, but in the current scenario, the benefit that is being given out is uneven, and in certain sectors, it's not even being felt at all.
The rupee has depreciated, it's gone past 90 rupees. It is helping in the short term, right? But it's helping in those sectors where there's predominantly the export and no imported content in the export. Wherever we are having sectors where there is a significant large amount of import also for the export, that means either in raw material, mainly in the raw material basically, then it's not, it's the effect of the rupee for export, the higher realization is offset or negated by the higher outflow on account of the import.
The message from exporters is clear. The tariff pressures and the currency swing are increasingly putting these exporters in a tough spot. Unless and until an India-US trade deal is signed soon, this pressure will start showing up in India's export numbers.